Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of The Way of the Daniel. Today is March the 2nd, and the time is 11:39 a.m. Astrological weather for today is the sun is at 12 degrees Pisces, the moon is at 28 degrees Libra, Venus is at 6 degrees Pisces, Mars at 29 degrees Taurus. Last degree of the Taurus season, and then Mars will be going into Gemini for the next 2 months. Get ready for that shift. And of course, Mercury is at 15 degrees Aquarius, approaching Jupiter, approaching big things there, big ideas, big communications. What is special right now is that we are undergoing a void moon since 8:10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time this morning. Should last until about 2:39 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Void moons are a moon I am quite curious about. You'll have to look them up for yourselves, what it all means, and take that with a grain of salt depending on what information you find. But one short blip I will say is what I have read from my understanding is that void moons are as if the world is sort of at a standstill, and thus void moons can also become a great time to go within or access certain parts that may be ordinarily more difficult to access because of all of the noise that goes on when the moon is not void, and also because supposedly during void moons your defenses are down a little bit, thus you can potentially access stuff within yourself on a deeper level. Recap from last video, very important. We talked about slowing down and proceeding at a methodical, relaxed pace, but still, while doing that, going after it. And I will connect those things into today's session, which the topic is titled, "The Night is Yours to Conquer." And we're going to start off with a quote. First of all, because the night is yours to conquer is part 2 of this speech, really, but going back, taking it big. This is a quote by the very famous, infamous psychologist Carl Jung, and he said, "Resistance to the organized mass can be affected only by the man who is as well organized in his individuality as the mass itself." Resistance to the organized mass. Why does that apply to you? Because the organized mass will fucking influence you. Social and peer pressure is a real thing. They will tear you away from your individuality, and it will feel not good. They will make you doubt and disbelieve your dreams. They will take you out of the reality in which you desire to create for yourself. They will do this through fear and peer pressure. The mass is whatever you want to call it, be it the media or government or advertising or friends or family. What is the deal with the mass is that they have such a strong fixed belief, and therefore their influence is so strong and overpowering to have you doubt yourself, with others doubting you. But Carl Jung says and advocates that if you are as well organized within yourself as the organized mass, then you can effectively resist their shit. When you have firm, strong belief within yourself and what you are doing, that is how you resist this fucking nasty shit of the organized mass. And you can actually witness this firsthand. It's becoming very apparent how out of control and bullshit it is becoming. Now, the night is yours to conquer. First of all, why? What is this all about? And essentially, it comes with 2 points that I would like to mention. The first is that night is supposed to be fucking awesome. When that sun goes down, especially if you're by the beach, it's fucking not party time, but it's got that special shift to a different stage and area. The other thing that I really want to mention, nights are not for this shitty fucking thing of just waiting around until bedtime. Fuck that shit. It's too often, at least in my case, become a scenario where you might get off work or it becomes night, and then suddenly it's this awful, once again, nothingness of I have nothing going on. And it's just this waiting until bedtime that's awful. The other thing about nights is that they can also bring in some loneliness. And again, we are not okay with this fucking loneliness feeling. We are not okay with this shit of just waiting until bed. Because also what can happen, even if you don't go in those realms, equally shitty is just turning on the TV and zoning out to that fucking shit. So when we say the night is yours to conquer, that is not necessarily that you need high-speed energy and to go do something epic. For just an initial stage of brainstorming what conquering the night can look like, brought to me a few basic ideas. Getting ready for tomorrow. This is fucking huge in that the better set you are for tomorrow, the more familiar you are with your plans, the smoother it will go. You can even be more familiar with what you're doing for the next night. Studying flashcards or studying in general is a decent way, solid way to conquer the night. Just because you're not in school anymore doesn't mean you don't have shit to study. The point being is that you studied all sorts of shit you didn't really care about just to pass some fucking tests. So what about stuff you do care about? Maybe you should study that shit. Thinking about your dreams or big plans or connecting to yourself. As we said before, the night's a great time to wash off the shitty influences of the outside world. Reviewing your day and reflecting. Don't let it just blip by and blur, but you can appreciate those moments that you liked and kind of look at the ones maybe you didn't. And secret missions for the night also can be amazing. So balancing between some maybe low-key activities and then some high-speed secret missions. And finally, you might say, well, fuck, if I just spent all of this energy during the day, how am I supposed to have anything going for the night? Twofold. If ahead of time you're already getting in this mindset of conquering the night, if you already are thinking about excited things or that you were eager to do for when the night comes, when you get off work, you will have more energy already prepped for that time. And if you are abiding by this rule of continuing to operate slow and methodical and become organized within yourself, you're not letting others fucking drain you, and you're not rushing around like a batshit crazy person, letting that drain you, so long as you are pursuing steps in a slow and methodical mission while going after it. Slow and methodical method, way of being, like the word that I said, mission anyways, going after it. Now, this speech is at a close, and thus I will say, conquer the night, continue to organize your individuality for that resistance of the masses. And that is all the time we have for today. This has been the Way of the Daniel. Enjoy the rest of your void moon. Looking forward to tomorrow, where the moon moves into Scorpio, forming a trine with the sun. Usually, from what I can tell, is when the moon and sun form a trine, generally good days. And I bid you good day.